Hello and a very warm welcome to this another Friday, right? And welcome to the Nditha Mindset Show with me, Irene Pato, and it is such a pleasure to be here once again. And remember that the Nditha Mindset Show is all about impacting your life positively and helping you to become the best version of yourself. And I believe that our stories are powerful, and when we tell our stories, they really impact the next person, and they create a ripple effect that impacts the whole society and even the country. And so in today's program, I'm so excited to bring you the guest that I have today. I believe she is a powerhouse of a woman, and she is somebody that we can all look up to and learn from and grow from, and I'm sure that her story is going to inspire you just like it inspires me. All right, and remember that the show is brought to you by Nditha Mindset Coach and Firm. This is a personal development company that seeks to empower women to develop life-enhancing skills that aid them to become the best version of themselves in their businesses as well as in their careers. And we do this through the provision of digital training programs, private coaching programs, as well as in-person events. So new here of an in-person event, and I'm calling on all women to come and rally behind this event, and it's going to be awesome so that we can really move the collective forward. And shortly, I'm going to be inviting my guest to join us, and I can't wait for her to be part of this conversation. All right, so that said, I am so excited that today I'm talking to Chikondi Kapyepye, and she is Mrs. Chikondi Kapyepye. She is a seasoned corporate lawyer, and she is a wife and a mother of three. She is just a powerhouse. She holds a master's in law and finance from the University of London, and she got her honors degree from the then Chancellor College, and she is a chartered secretary and administrator, and above all, she is the founder of the shoe brand Nagoa, and that's the story that we want to zero in on today. And I hope that she is going to come on here just now. Hello Nyamu. Hello Lieutenant, how you doing, girl? I haven't seen you in a while, but so cool to see you here. Hi. How you doing? I hope that you can hear me correct. You can hear me well, and you can see me. Today I'm chatting in the show with Chikondi Kapyepye, and I'm going to be bringing her on the screen shortly. And I'm sure that we are going to have a very positive conversation. All right, let's just get her on here. Okay. All right, great. Okay, it's good to hear that you can hear me loud and clear. And yeah, just waiting for my guest to come on here. But otherwise, I'm sure we're going to have a very positive conversation. And ladies, it's towards the end of the year. We have just a couple of days left in the year 2022. Let's not relent on our goals. Let's keep on pushing. Let's not relax. Let's go on and push. Let's push. And if we're in sales, do those sales still. Let's just all about making our money and securing our bag and working hard and staying focused, and that's going to move all of us forward. And shortly Chikondi is going to be joining me. Hello and welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, welcome.
How are you?
How are you? Well, thank you. I'm very well, thank you.
I'm great.
I did a little bit of an introduction before you joined us, but I'm sure that for those that don't know you, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Oh, hi. My name is Chikondi Kapyepye. I'm married to Robert Kapyepye, and I'm a mother of three. On top of everything else, I'm sure you've given the background to my education and yeah, me as an entrepreneur. So I guess that's how I can introduce myself. Thank you.
Okay, great. And Chikondi, I mean, I was telling them that you're such a powerhouse of a woman. How you are a seasoned corporate lawyer. Before we get into the business aspect of things, I just want to understand, like in terms of you growing up, what is it that you really wanted to become?
Oh, growing up, I I wanted to become a veterinary surgeon.
Okay.
And I didn't even understand what it meant, but I guess I just got excited from how you'll be able to treat dogs and make dogs feel better, or animals generally. So I got interested in that. And then along the way, I really wanted to become an economist, but I guess life happened. I applied when I was going into uni to study economics, but I wasn't taken. So I ended up being taken as an education student. But then I didn't see myself as the teacher. Then I said, no, let me do something. So that's how I ended up becoming a lawyer.
Okay. Great. And
Yeah.
and how was law school like? Was it everything that you expected it to be? Was it hard? What was that like?
I guess when I was joining, my thing was I just don't want to be a teacher. I want to be a lawyer. So with that sort of short-sighted view, I went in and I was like, wow. So this is what I wanted to do. But then I was in it so deep, and I thought, okay, let's do this. And it was, but I had to work hard. And then, yeah, I also had the best times, but I guess in law school, because I learned quite a massive things about life and how to deal with things, how to negotiate and how to litigate and stuff like that. So it was one of the best times of my life.
Mm-hmm. Now you finish law school and you join the corporate world, and you rise through the ranks, and then you have this idea to have a shoe brand. Talk to me about how that came about, the Nagoa shoe brand.
Okay. I mean, you and me will agree that we don't find nice shoes in big sizes on the market. So every time we even go, even outside, you're going to a shop, all the big sizes will be gone. And then you end up finding shoes that are not even nice. So I love shoes. So I thought, okay, why don't I come up with a brand that will pretty much look at wide fit and big sizes and just focus on that and give the girls with big feet the glam. That's how Nagoa started. Then I thought, okay, maybe let me try something different, something that will be on my own, something that will be like my brand. Then I'm sure you know about clan names and Mfunda in Chichewa. So my Mfunda is Nagoa started. Some people think it's a Japanese word, but no, it's just like Napi. Our clan is Goa, so the male Goas are called Goas, and then the female ones are called Nago. So that's how the brand started.
So it's a passion-led business, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great stuff. And okay, so
I love fashion, so I thought, okay, let me come up with something that will have a Malawi flavor to it. So yeah.
Okay. Being a lawyer, I'm thinking you must be well off in terms of perks and stuff. What's like? Why didn't you just go like, okay, fine, I'm just gonna buy shoes for myself, and I'm good. I have a great career. I don't have to do anything else. But what else drove you apart from just the story I've talked about? What else drove you to actually go like, I'm gonna go all in on this and do the branding and find the vendors and all the things?
Yeah, because I love fashion. So I thought, okay, why not come up with something that I'll create? And I also love it when I see women wearing, beautiful shoes. And I also love it when women complain about their shoe. So I thought, okay, why not come up with something that gives the quality that women need, and also comfort, because that's one of the key things about our brand. It's that you have to be comfortable. So you can go out from morning till 5 and it won't pinch, and you'll be as comfy as you're supposed to be, but also we give you quality and a beautiful thing out of it. I think that's what really pushed me, and also it makes me feel good. Maybe because I love being an entrepreneur, so it made me feel good to see something something that I came up with. So I think that's what also drove me that. But also I love taking challenges, and I've been a lawyer for a while, and I thought, okay, is this all I'm gonna do? So I needed a new challenge aside from my corporate world. So that's how I also just ended up coming with something that will keep me busy if I'm not doing my job or taking care of my kids or being a wife. So yeah, that's also one of the things.
Oh, that's great here. And I'm also interested to find out in terms of like, how did you navigate the element of finding the right suppliers? How was that process like to find people that are trustworthy to be able to give you the product when you need it?
All right, that was the crazy process, because I think that was around 2016, 2017, that idea now to bring it to life. And then I went online and I started looking at websites, looking at the suppliers that are there, sent a few emails, didn't get responses, and then kept on pushing. And I think around February or March 2018, that's when I found this manufacturer that was interested. And then I said, okay, this is how we're going to do it. I went on their website, I checked what they were offering, and I said, okay, let me give it a try. But the crazy thing is that they told me, no, you have to pay us. And I was like, what? And that was a lot of money. And I said, okay, you know what? Me being a risk taker, I said, bring it on. So I paid that money. But to be honest with you, those 3 months of production and finalizing and shipping, I was crazy. I remember my husband saying, yeah, you take big risks sometimes. I didn't sleep much because I was like, okay, I've been scammed and I'm not going to get anything. And what we had agreed was that they would just send me the shoes and let me see, no label, no nothing. So yeah, finally the shoes got here. And wow, I was impressed. Then that's how the Nagua team, I think, came to life. And then we started with the branding, we started with the logos. Of course, the logos, the lady that was from here. And then we ended up, coming up with the fake shoe. I still remember our striped, black and white striped shoe. That's the first one.
Yes, I remember that.
So I learned a few things. In the process, because the shoes that they brought initially, that's when I learned that, you know what, for a shoe to be comfortable, there's a weight aspect to it. So that's what so we had to find. So I told them, okay, the women that I'm looking out for, like we are thick in Malawi. Yeah. So I said, okay, let it handle a woman that weighs up to 120 kgs. So then they put the center to hold that sort of weight. So that's how we started learning, and then the sizes, we realized that we had a mismatch in terms of sizes, and we perfected it. And yeah, here we are. So that's how that journey went.
Yeah.
But I guess, yeah.
Well, just hearing that part of the story is just like reinvigorating. I mean, like I see a lot of American, American women, a lot of people outside Malawi, people in Ghana, people in Nigeria. They're doing this. Like they're doing it with bags. They're doing it. Last week we had somebody who is doing this with makeup and everything. But I haven't seen any other Malawian doing it with shoes. I must commend you that you took that gamble to put the money down. I'm sure it must have been very uncomfortable, but you took the gamble and you believe in yourself and you did it. What do you say to a woman who is sitting back and going like, maybe they've got another passion, maybe it might not be shoes, and they're sitting back and going like, oh my gosh, how can I can't do this, I can't take the leap of faith. What would you say to them if they want to start a journey like similar to this?
I would say they should follow their path and take that leap and take a risk, because if you don't take that risk, you never know what can come of it. When I was starting out, believe that it would get to the level that we are today, because I didn't even have a single customer, to be honest with you. But I took that leap, and then yeah, eventually we grew together with our clients and up to the stage that we are. So if you have a passion and you believe you can do it, I'll say go for it.
Mm-hmm. You don't have, like Stephen Jobs once said that, you know what, in terms of your journey of growth, you can only connect the dots looking backwards, not forward. So for most people, I think what stops them is they want the whole thing to make sense at the beginning, and it doesn't work like that. You see, even if you hear what Chikondi is saying, you have to start even before you're like ready, and be bold and embrace the Nditha mindset and just get yourself in there, girl. Go in and do it, because once you go in, like, you have no choice, right? You meet another version of you and you get it done, right?
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
Very
now
true.
as on this journey so far, it's been like what, 5 years now since you started the
2018 to date.
Yeah.
Yes, about 5 years.
Mm-hmm. What has surprised you about this journey along the way? Has anything taken you aback, or you're now like, we're good, we're good at this, we know exactly what we're doing?
We keep learning every day, so I can't say we're good because new prizes coming in. But what I can say is that I think it's been a roller coaster, especially at the beginning where I lost money. So you know how you're excited, and then you have issues to deal with quantity with your supplier, and then you have issues to deal with the design that you're bringing. And so I bought shoes. They came here. They didn't sell. I thought they would. And I lost money. But I said, you know what? This is just like a lesson for me. So then we started diversifying, and then seeing the sort of shoes that you bring in, because it's not just about what I like as a person. I have to understand my clients, because I'm not the one that's going to buy. So even though I don't like that sort of design, but there's a clientele that will buy that design. So those are some of the lessons that I've had. I think diversity has helped us to sell, because you bring 5 different pairs of shoes and you see 3 tickets, 2 not, but then it's part of the process. That's how you learn. Also, I think I've learned major lessons on how to run a business, because now you need to understand the cost, how much you've put in, how much margin you have, the costs that are coming through, because you are, like for example, an online shop where you are now trying to send or deliver the courier, the shoes. So those are some of the major lessons. And then how do you make profit? What do you do with your profit? How do you now invest going forward? I think those are the major business lessons that I've learned, because initially I think there was a time at the beginning where I made money and I just put it back in the business. And then that was a lot that didn't sell when you came back. And then we're like back to square one. So I think a bit of business, understanding business run is also good for the entrepreneurs. Don't underestimate that, because that's how then you will grow. But I think one other major thing that I also think mentioned earlier on, it's the customer preferences. So what customers prefer and what you prefer are 2 different things. So you might say, this is the design that's coming to my head. Let's go for it. But you see that customers won't buy. So just make sure that you're also understanding your clients, and at the end of the day, you grow. So I have grown in terms of how to understand my clients, but also I think I have grown in the sense that you need to understand customer value and customer loyalty. So those are some of the things that you really don't take for granted. So make sure that you give incentives to your clients, make sure that you keep them, make sure that your customer service is top notch. Yes, sometimes we make mistakes, but you can acknowledge, apologize, and move on. So you need to keep your clients as well as an entrepreneur. So I think for me, those are some of the big lessons that I've learned.
Thank you so much for sharing that valuable information. And I think that, you know, it goes a long way to have some sort of like business, you know, best practice in terms of what to do to run a successful business. That's why I think, as Nditha Mindset, we want to be bringing in training programs that are tailor-made to entrepreneurs, so that we talk about these things from the onset and people are not just running hobbies. Because if you're doing a business that's not giving you profit, you really have a very expensive hobby, and you don't want to do that. You want to be making money at the end of the day, and money is good, and that's what we're about, and that's what we want to really drive as well as a firm, to say that, guys, let's be money conscious. And so, okay, I just want to also come back to this element of the fact that you are a very well-learned woman, you are a seasoned corporate lawyer, and a hard-working one at that, and also an entrepreneur. How do you create the balance between being all these things and also being a wife and a mother?
Oh yeah, that's always the challenge, but I think I'll share tips. Not that I've mastered it, but I think I've learned along the way. And before I go to the balance, I think on the training that you spoke about, I'm available to train girls, women, or men that are willing to go to take this journey. So yes, back to the issue of balancing now. So I think what I've learned along the way is that planning is key. So you need to plan your day in such a way that you're able to balance between what's supposed to happen on that day. So yes, I'll have meetings, I'll have school runs to do, I'll have to do business at the same time. So I've come up with a plan for me that I'll see my calendar day before to say, okay, what are we doing tomorrow from work side, family side, and my business. So I always do my business before I go to work and after I come back from work. So you see that sometimes I'll not respond to your messages online. It's because I'm now doing my, in the morning before I do anything else, I'll go online and I'll push an advert for business. And then after hours, I'll also push that. So what you need to do is to plan. And then once you plan, then it's easier. It gets easier to execute. But I also say you need to create time. Create a 48-hour day if you must, because you know you're going to get something out of it. So yes, I've worked odd hours just to try and finalize the design of the shoe, but because I have the passion and I want this thing to get out of the way by a certain specific time. So you need to make sure that you're planning, you're creating your time, but also be consistent in what you, so you don't want to start this today and then the next thing you're on to the next one, and then you're all over the place. So once you plan and then you executing, make sure that you're consistent. So you see also the bigger picture. What is it that you're trying to do with your business? And then once you create that consistency, then you should be fine. But also I think above it all, basically key. There are days I'll pause for a week. All I'll get is a like. And you'll be like, guys, I'm not looking for a like, I'm looking for a sale. But it never comes. So you have to say, you know what? Some days are rainy days, sometimes there will be something. So keep at it. Persevere until you get what you want. So I think those are the lessons that I can share from my experience.
So good, so good. And to all the people that are watching, Musayo, I see you. Chikondi Kapyepye, I see you. I hope that, ladies, you're getting some value from Chikondi. I obviously am, and I so relate with the element that you've talked about, where you post and post and post, and there's literally no response, and you're like, okay, is something wrong with my network? It's like, okay, where are the sales, you know? But I think the element that we've talked about being persistent, that's what entrepreneurship is about. It's about having the grit. And also, it's like, you know, you want to become a person of faith, right? Because sometimes it takes, I know that it takes about 7 times that somebody sees something that you're posting and they don't act on it until maybe the 7th time you post that's when they go like, okay, meanwhile, like thinking about it. So every time you're posting things, know that you're really buying rental space in somebody's mind. And someday before, like when you're not expecting it, they're going to come and they're going to buy, and you feel like, oh, I didn't do anything. But you did something because you've been planting the seeds over time, right? So as entrepreneurs, be persistent and know that every seed that you're planting is going to bear fruit. Now, another element that I want to address, Chikondi, is the fact that you have been bold enough to start this brand. And along the years, like 5 years down the line, you are standing out. You know, like when I asked the question about not even mentioning your name, people were able to say that this is Chikondi because you are standing out and people know you now. How do you do? Have you had any like experience where people look at you a certain way, or they discourage you, or they give you a certain vibe like, you know, you've got a job, what are you doing? How do you handle that? Because there are so many women that are trying to do this, but sometimes they get to be afraid to say, okay, maybe I'm going to be seen in a certain way. How have you dealt with this, if at all you've experienced it?
No, I have. When I was starting out, people were like, "Hello, selling shoes? Nah, no, that's not for you. No, you need to go back to your corporate world and just stay there." I think for me, there will always be naysayers, and at the end of the day, it's the passion. If you have that light within you and you have that passion to get somewhere, like, go for it. So people always say no, but you should always ask yourself, like, why am I doing this? So that person might not be the one you're targeting, and then they'll see it as if, no, but then maybe this is not for you. But there's someone else that needs your service, or that needs what you're trying to do. So always have that passion. As long as you have that passion, learn to block out negativity, because it will always be there. Sometimes the negativity is what pushes you forward. So learn to pick which ones will add value, but which ones, if those are the ones that just making you feel like you should give up, you need to push to the curb. So I think for me, that's one of the advice I can give to those that are trying to set up something. But also, I think I've talked about passion, but another important thing that you need to find. So don't do things because Irene is doing it. So you sell hair. I shouldn't do it because you're doing it, because you have a passion for it. So find your passion and stop following what everybody else is doing. The other thing, I think, you also in whatever you're doing, like, try your best to offer quality, because quality will take you somewhere. So if you're the type of person that doesn't care how your client will feel at the end of the day, if they have a broken shoe, or if they have whatever it is that you're not living up to its quality, then you have clients that are not happy. Give the quality to your clients, but also, I think one other thing that I've noticed is that you need to have your niche. Like, you need to leverage on that. So you need to be unique to what everybody else is doing, because you don't understand. So it's unique to you, and add to it. Girl, you're gonna go places, and everyone is selling second-hand clothes. I'm gonna sell. Everyone is going to Dubai to get jewelry or something. I'm gonna do that. No, don't follow those business trends. Do something that is specific to you and you have passion about. So if yes, you have a passion to sell second-hand clothes, yeah, go for it, and make sure that you're good at it. Give it your all. It will make stand out. So, and then I think I've already talked about the issue of consistency, but I think most importantly, also make mistakes and learn from them. So you can't take the same mistake twice, but once you make that mistake, sit back, check what happened, what went wrong, and move on and learn from it. So that's how you're gonna also grow. So I think those are the things that I can mention from my experience with this business. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. And another thing that I want to hear from you, being the person that you are, Chico, I hold you in such high esteem. Like, Oh my God, your levels, you're like, like you embody that version of, like, the version of the person that most people want to be like. You want to have a successful career. If you're a career person, you want to have a successful business, beautiful family, drive a nice car, and all the things, and you've been able to do that. What has been the thing that has kept you going? I mean, what is your support system like? I mean, do you have people that you aspire to, or people that have helped you along the way to be able to be very clear in terms of what you're doing and how to do it? I don't know if you got my question. I think you're breaking. The network is fuzzy right now. But I was just saying, do you have a support system?
I think I'm losing.
Yes, I was losing you as well.
Yeah. First of all, I think it's maybe how I grew up. I really admire my mom. She's a strong woman. She has, I think, that. Can you hear me now? I think I heard you.
You're breaking. You're breaking.
Okay, maybe let's just give it a second and then I'll start talking. But I heard you.
Yeah, let's just give it a second.
Okay. So I was saying, I think you asked about what support system do I have. So I think I grew up in a very close-knit family. I have 4 sisters and 3 sisters and 3 brothers. We're very close-knit. Me being the last born, I think I'm most pampered and I get support everywhere. But I think one most important person in my life is my mom. She's very strong and she's also hardworking. So I've seen her, growing up, I've seen her do all that. And I think that's what just pushes me. But also I think my husband is one strong character that is not afraid to tell me, Chikondi, you're going down you're doing it the wrong way, or if you could, it would help. So he's always like my springboard, if I may call him, because every time, no, this is not right, and he's not afraid to tell me, even if he knows that it's gonna, I'm not gonna like it, then I'll react, then I'll be mad, but then I sit back and I say, you know what, I think he has a point. So I think for me that's what I have. But I also have, like, I have a few close friends that have really been there for me. They'll tell me if I'm going the wrong way, and like they genuinely support my business. Like every time I have a shoe, they will buy it, So I think for me that also keeps me going. And at the end of the day, I think it's just maybe I'm just one person that also perseveres. So I think persistence also has helped me to at least to get, because I did it here. I started out as a legal officer at the age. I was getting 25,000 kwacha. I was getting on a minibus. I didn't have anything. And when we look back with my husband, we actually laugh, because that's what we were. We didn't have any. And we had to work our way up. So I think for me, to the girl child, I think work hard. Things change. And just give it time, work hard, and go and get that thing that you want. And at the end of the day, it's gonna get better. It always does.
Yes, so good. So as we're wrapping up, just to ask you a few quick questions, and then we're going to wrap it up. But otherwise, I would want to know, what is a non-negotiable part of your day?
So I am always praying for my family, and anything to do with family, I have everything, and I have to be there. I think one thing that has taught me in my entrepreneurship, advertise every day. I can't go in the morning, in the evening, choose your time. Advertise. Someone is seeing, they're gonna make that one day. So that's another thing I also do every day.
Okay. What is one of your favorite books that maybe has impacted your life and you can share it? Any favorite book that you can share with our audience?
Yes. I think if you can read the book I can't remember the name of the one who wrote it, but it's called the subtle art of not
Of
giving.
not giving F. I know.
So please go and
Yeah,
read
okay.
that.
Okay.
You'll come back at this. It's
Okay.
very practical.
Cool.
Yeah. It gives you
I'm
into
gonna read
life.
it. I
Yeah.
think I've had somebody suggest it as well. Yeah, I've had somebody on the show before who
Great.
suggested it, and this weekend I'm gonna pick it up and read it. And also, where can people find your shoes?
So currently we're selling from Atlanta. We at Pink Rose Boutique. That stands 64D4 at Trade Fair. And in Lilongwe, we are at Virgo. That's a shop in area 10 at Otosoka Road.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I hope that you've heard you've heard the story of Nagoa loud and clear, and that next time you're looking for pumps, you're looking for beautiful shoes, she's got a Christmas sale actually happening right now. So there's so many good deals. Go ahead and take advantage of that, take advantage of that offer, and let's support our girl. Otherwise, Chico, any parting words?
I think to all the entrepreneurs, when you feel like giving up, just ask yourself why you started. And then it gives you back the energy, and yeah.
All right. Thank you. So such wise words. Thank you so much, Chikondi, for your time. I know you're such a busy person. Thank you for having agreed to come on the show. And a big thank you to our audience. Thank you for watching this show. And one ask from me is that, take one idea from what Chikondi said and apply it in your own life. And I would one day want to have you on the other side of the screen and you telling me that I hate Chikondi and I got up and started this because of ABCD. So otherwise, it's been such a pleasure. And this is Irene Pato from Nditha Mindset Coaching, and I will see you again next week with another guest. If you need coaching, give me a buzz. Otherwise, have a lovely afternoon and a beautiful weekend. Thank you, Chikondi, once again. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. So good.